Hey guys, today I'll be doing a Beyblade Tournament Analysis of the NC Beyblade Premier Monroe, hosted by myself in Monroe, North Carolina last week. So this was a Beyblade Premier event, which means that the winner will receive a free pass to the Beyblade Summer Games, which is being held in Orlando, Florida this week. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the top four for this event were the second, third, fifth, and eighth seeds. And the first matchup is between the fifth and the eighth seeds. So the fifth seed was Beyblade Blast and the eighth seed was JSW. And the combos these two bladers are using is Blast, which is using Master, Behemoth, Around Drift, Tempest Solomon when as well Extend Plus, World Spread into and Orbit Metal, and JSW was using Dynamite, and I'm not sure the correct pronunciation for this, but I'll just say Belial, Gilgamesh, Rage Helios 2 with 2D Drift, and Tempest Lucifer 2 with 2A and Extend Plus. And this first matchup is between Master and Dynamite. So this is opposite spin zone dash plus Z versus essentially the new Beyblade part. So here we get a chance to see how good Never is. And for this tournament, there were a few players who had the new Dynamite Series Beyblades, and the parts were actually pretty good. So Master is going to win this one, and JSW will act for the switch. So Beyblade Blast is going to choose to use his world combo, and I almost want to say he's going to choose to use my world combo. Now on a switch, if you look at the Beyblades that JSW has, I'm not too sure that switching to world is the right choice. And the reason I say that is it is left spin on Orbit Metal, and he sees that Tempest on Extend Plus, which can beat that all day. And there's also there's also that Belial on Never, which honestly I'm not too sure of how well Orbit Metal can do against it, as I haven't received my new Beyblades yet, but I would probably bet on Never beating it. So for Blast to switch into World, I don't think that was a good choice. Now, switching into Tempest wouldn't be a good choice either, as that Rage is on Drift, and switching into or staying with his Master, I honestly think that would have been a really good choice, as really against the Master you would expect for, let's say, JSW to, depending on how confident he was, he would maybe switch into the Tempest change that Extend Plus to attack mode, or he would probably go with the Rage combo and try to beat it in the same spin. But yeah, he switches to World, and JSW, he actually ends up switching into his Rage combo, which is same spin on Drift, which is a bad switching when the opponent has chosen World on Orbit Metal. So this is something I say a lot. A lot of players aren't really experienced, at least not here, with playing against an Orbit Metal combo. So honestly, against that Orbit Metal, JSW should have switched into his Tempest, or even kept his Belial combo, honestly. But he switched into Rage or Drift. So yeah, the World, it got the center, and that's that. And that Orbit Metal isn't, I want to say it's not as awoken as the Orbit Metal that I use. Now, JSW will ask for the switch here, and Blast is going to switch into his Tempest, which I'm not sure why he did that, as there is a rage over there on Drift. So yeah, he switches into his Tempest. And yeah, you see, he did end up switching it to attack mode. However, that's not going to help much against a opposite spin drift combo. I mean, you do increase your chances, but it's not by a lot. So Blast will ask for the switch, and JSW chooses to stay. So again, JSW should have chosen to stay with Rage, as Blast does have the counter. He has that World Orbit Metal, which counters same spin drift. So looking at JSW combos, if I were JSW, let's see, he can't really pick Tempest because you have that Master over there on Drift, and he can't really pick the Drift because you have Orbit Metal over there. Now, yeah, Dynamite Belial did lose to Master, so really, if I'm looking at these decks, I'm going to say that JSW is definitely at a disadvantage when we switch. Now, that said, I do think maybe Drift is his best chance if it were maybe on something other than 2D, or if he's launching it really hard. But yeah, his deck is definitely at a disadvantage. So yeah, World gets the win there, and JSW will ask for the switch, and Blast will choose to stay with his World combo, and JSW makes the right choice and goes with his Belial. Honestly, he could have chose Tempest and won with Tempest as well. As to win with a World on opposite spin with Orbit and then against Tempest, you really want it to be a low game. You have to launch really aggressively. Yeah, and if I were Blast, I wouldn't have stayed with that World, honestly. His best option on the Switch is his Master combo, as he can beat the Tempest and he can beat the Belial, and I'd say it's maybe 50-50 against that Rage, and that is the best chance there for him to win, honestly, on the Switch. So yeah, JSW chooses to stay with Belial, and Blast goes ahead and switches to his Master combo, which is, yeah, definitely the right pick. Yeah, and I'm hoping these new parts are pretty decent. I mean, I have had a chance to see how they play, but I haven't played with them, so hopefully there can be some new combos which are good that come out of these parts. So JSW asks for the switch, and Blast switches to his World again, which, yeah, that's an interesting switch. And JSW does make the right choice to switch to Belial. And something that Blast just said is that it doesn't matter if he loses this one, as he does have the advantage. He's at the 4th point, which is true. But still, I probably would have went with Master. So yeah, Belial is going to win this one, and Blast is going to ask for the switch. And JSW is going to choose to keep his belly out, which is definitely not the right choice, especially with an opposite spin drift combo over there. He really should have probably went with this rage combo, even though that world is over there, but I do honestly think that gives him the best opportunity. So yeah, Master is going to take this victory, and the next matchup is actually going to be between the second and the third seeds. So yeah, Master got that. Alright, so the second seed was arka.paul, and Official Huddy was the third seed. Now the combos used by these players is Official Huddy used Mirage Fafner 2S Atomic, World Spriggan 2B Drift, and Tempest Solomon 2A Extend Plus. And arka.paul, he used Master Behemoth with Giga Zone Dash plus Z, Rage Helios 2, 3A Jolt Dash, and Tempest Solomon 2A on Drift. So this first matchup is between Mirage and Master. And I just noticed for the combos on Arca, I put Mirage. It definitely should be Master. Now, this is the same spin matchup, Zone Dash plus Z versus Atomic. Now, really, Official Huddy, he launched really light, and I think he didn't know which spin that Master was, as he usually launches light on opposite spin. If he would have hard launched, he definitely could have won that matchup against the Master combo. Now, Official Huddy will ask for the switch, and arka.paul, he's going to choose to stay with Master, and he will actually stay with Master for the entire matchup. So Official Huddy chooses to go with the World on Drift combo. So same spin, Drift versus Zone Dash plus Z. This really comes down to the player's launching and experience. So Official Huddy, actually they both launched in a way in which it would tornado stall. Now I think Official Huddy thought he should have won that one, so he did ask for a replay.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, this is really going to be the same. He's not launching hard enough in same spin to win this type of matchup. So he's going to ask for the switch, and Arca will choose to keep Master. And at this point, I think he's kind of frustrated that he's lost, 3 in a row. So he chooses to go with Tempest. That Tempest is in a stamina mode. He would really have to switch it to attack mode and do sort of a light launch for really a good chance at winning this type of match. So yeah, Master is going to end up winning this one, and Arca is going to ask for a replay. Now, I should say that the 2A variant of this Tempest combo, if you launch it hard enough, you can get some KOs. And you can see he's launching Tempest way harder than he was launching both the Mirage and the World in the same spin matchups. So Tempest is usually what he uses in the first round, and he always launches it extremely hard with regards to how he launches. So Tempest won that matchup, and Arca asks for a replay as this matchup is honestly in his favor, with the Tempest being in stamina. So yeah, they both did pretty decent launches, but Tempest really isn't going to win this matchup. It really, at least in stamina mode, you really want to, I want to say you want to kind of destabilize that master combo and have it hitting up against the 2A. But it really looks like the master is doing most of the destabilization. So yeah, Arca ends up winning this, and we end up moving to the third place matchup. So the third place matchup is between Official Huddy and JSW. Now, JSW, this time around, he's using Glide Ragnarok, 1A Atomic, Rage Helios 2 with 2D Drift, and Tempest Specific 2 with 2A and Extend Plus. And Official Huddy, he is using, what is it, Rage Diabolus 2S Drift, Tempest Solomon with 2A and Extend Plus, and World Spriggan with 2B and Orbit Metal. So essentially he's using my exact deck. Now when it comes to him picking his combos, he picks his own combos. He usually picks his Tempest, and then he likes the infinite combo a lot. However, he didn't end up picking it for this the top 4. He did use it in the top 8, but not the top 4. This time around, he really wanted to use my combos, so yeah, that's what he ended up using. And this matchup is kind of funny because JSW is who I played in the top 8, and he actually beat me with, I believe, that deck. And Official Huddy's using my deck that I used against him. So yeah, this was a interesting matchup. Now the first matchup is Rage versus the Glide combo. So he launched that Rage, I want to say he did a medium launch on the Rage. And he's actually using a different drift driver. So he's not using my Awoken one. The one he's using is, I'd say, semi-Awoken. So he really wants to do light launches. Unless it's in semi-spin, then I'd say do a hard aggressive launch. So Official Huddy won that first point, and JSW asks for the switch. Now, Official Huddy chooses to switch into his World combo, and seeing this, JSW chooses to switch into his Tempest combo. Now, honestly, Official Huddy, he really should have switched into the World combo. And if we look at these combos, his best chance of winning is, honestly, on the switch, would be to stay with that Rage combo. That would really be his best chance of winning, as the Rage on a light launch can do both the Glide and Tempest that JSW has, and if he's going against another Rage on Drift, it comes down to who is launching harder. Now, if both players are launching really hard, it can come down to luck depending on the launch angles. But if one player is launching a lot harder than another player, then the player who is light launching a lot of the times will end up winning those matchups. So Official Huddy switched to the World on Orbit Metal, and JSW made the right choice to switch to his Tempest combo. Now, this Orbit Metal is Awoken. You can see there how some of the movements are a bit erratic. If he would have launched it with an angle, he would have given himself a better opportunity to KO this Tempest combo. As getting into a stamina matchup with a Tempest combo when you're using a opposite spin World on Orbit Metal isn't really what you want to do. So JSW wins this one, and official Huddy asks for the switch. Now, JSW chooses to switch into his Rage on Drift combo, which isn't really a good switching. If I were official Huddy, I would have switched into the World combo to counter the Rage, but he switched to his Rage combo, which is really 50-50. So he launched that time a lot harder, but he's not really making contact with this Rage. JSW's Rage sort of just hit the side of the stadium and lost a lot of his own stamina. So JSW asks for the switch, and official Huddy chooses to stay with his Rage combo. So JSW in turn chooses to also stay with his Rage combo, which is definitely the right choice to make. So you see there, JSW hit him head on, and yeah, he bounced back and ended up going into the pocket. So official Huddy, I'm guessing he thought he should have won that one, so he asked for a replay. And yeah, you can see JSW Rage combo is definitely just beating itself, honestly. He's launching it in a way that it's just hitting the corners on the pockets. So he's beating itself essentially. So he asks for the switch, and official Huddy chooses to stay, and so JSW also chooses to swing. So yeah, once again, he's really defeating himself by hitting the edges of the pockets. So JSW asks for the switch again, and official Huddy chooses once again to stay with Rage, and so JSW chooses to go with his Rage again. Which again, yeah, that's a good pick right there.
3, 2, 1, go shoot.
Alright, so there, JSW did KO him in that bottom pocket head on. So official Huddy asks for the switch, and JSW chooses to stay with his Rage. And I'm not sure why, but maybe he got tired of using Rage, but he chooses to switch out to his Tempest combo. Now, that is obviously not the right choice.
Alright, 4 to 3.
And this is granted that he is a kid, so I can tell you he doesn't really understand a lot of matchups. Sometimes impulses take over and he uses the combos that he wants to use. So JSW ends up winning that one, and official Huddy asks for the switch, and JSW chooses to go with Rage, so official Huddy chooses to go back to his Rage combo. And yeah, this was pretty neat. They hit head on, and the Rage jumped up and hit the stadium, and they both KO'd at the same time. Now you can watch this again with the slow motion, but something I do want to mention is at tournaments, I'd say it's really important to have multiple judges in situations like this look over the replays if you're not sure. As sometimes players and other people watching the event are biased to certain players, so a lot of times players will say that they won even though you're not sure, or somebody watching will say, hey, one player got KO'd before another. So it's really important to always record in tournaments and always have multiple judges review footage. As in this case, we did have multiple judges review it, and 3 judges, including myself, ruled it as they hit the pocket at the same time, and one ruled that when I say official Huddy hit the pocket, the back pocket, or official Huddy KO'd first. So with 3 to 1, and me seeing, or at least from what I see, they both hit the back pocket at the same time. So I did rule this a draw. So yeah, they end up replaying, and that was for match point. So yeah, you really want to be sure on those rules. So since it was a draw, they end up replaying, and yeah, official Huddy ends up winning this. As again, JSW, he's going to launch in a way in which he's going to lose a lot of stamina.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, and actually, he didn't even lose a lot of stamina at the time. He just hit the side of that pocket and kind of just got unlucky and flew into it. So this is the finals matchup between Arca and Blast. Now the combos they're using is Arca's using Master Behemoth with Giga Zone Dash plus Z, Rage Helios 2 with 3A Angel Dash, and Burn Phoenix Will with Keep Dash. And Blast is using Infinite Lucifer 2B Zone Dash plus Z, Tempest Solomon 1S Will Extend plus, and World Spreading 2B with Orbit. So this first matchup is between Burn and Tempest. Now, from what I've seen here, Burn Phoenix is really good against inexperienced Tempest players. So there are some players who will just get Tempest because they see it on the winning combos list, but they don't really know how to launch it in certain situations, and they also will keep Tempest in stamina mode regardless of the situation. So you'll notice that some players, like myself, and you'll see Blast a few times, we change the Extend Plus to either defense or attack mode depending on what combos we're going up against. And you'll see that with newer players, they'll always just keep it in stamina mode for some reason. So Blast got that first point, and Arca asks for the switch, and Blast chooses to stay with Tempest. Now, there's a few things to think about here. One, Blast is up 1 point, and technically, yeah, he can go with the Tempest since he already has the advantage, so he can use Tempest again. And the next thing to look at is the combos here. Now, Arca is using a Master on Zone Dash plus Z. So that is a gamble if you want to use Tempest. You really want to switch it into, again, attack mode and launch light. Now, thankfully, Arca isn't using, and I think I got one of his combos. So he's not using the Rage this time, actually. He's using the Tempest with 2A and Drift. So sorry, he's not using the Helios this time. He used that in the previous matchup. So yeah, there's no opposite spin drift combo, so Tempest is a good choice here, as he is experienced enough to know how to beat that burn combo with Keep Dash. Now, he really does not want to use that world combo, as Tempest is opposite spin on drift, and I'd say he really doesn't want to use the infinite combo either. Now, if you think about it, Burn with that Keep Dash can definitely beat that infinite combo, as it is same spin. But Blast chooses to stay with Tempest. And seeing that, Arca will choose to switch over to his Master on Zone Dash plus. And you'll see Blast is thinking about switching. Yeah, he lets us know that he's going to switch it. As you saw there, he switches to attack mode. So that definitely gives him a chance to beat this Master. As you see, he did launch light. Now, he's tornado stalling, which is good, but he is hitting up against the sides of the pockets. So Master will end up winning this one, and Blast will ask for the switch. Now, Arca chooses to stay with his Master combo, and Blast chooses to switch to his World combo, which, yeah, that is the same choice I would have made. Now, let's watch how he's going to launch it. So, he's going to end up losing this, and I'm not sure what mode the 2B is in. I think it may be fixed mode, but yeah, he definitely should have won this, as it is a same spin matchup. So, yeah, Blast will ask for the replay, and yeah, so you'll see here, he makes sure that it's in free spin mode this time. And yeah, he launches, he launched it light so that he could take the center and make the zone dash plus Z combo tornado stall the waste off stamina. So that was actually a really good move. So World will win this, and Arca will ask for the switch. Now, I'm not sure what happened here, but the footage went out. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe I got a call, as I do record this on my phone. So yeah, I think I might have gotten a call or something, but for some reason the footage went out. So I'm not sure what the matchup was, but Arca did end up winning that matchup, and Blast asked for the switch. And as you can see, the combos that they ended up with out of the switch were the Burn versus Tempest. Yeah, and Arca thinks he has them, but Blast did tilt that Tempest pretty hard on the launch. So Tempest will end up winning this one. So Arca will ask for the switch, and Blast switches to his infinite combo. And Arca ends up staying with his burn combo, which is a good choice. Now, I would not have switched to infinite, seeing that same spin burn on keep dash. Yeah, so Burn is going to win this, and if I recall correctly, it's going to have a lot of stamina left over. A lot. So Blast asks for the switch, and yeah, you can see it has a lot of stamina left. So Blast asks for the switch, and Arca chooses to keep the burn combo, and so Blast will choose to switch back to Tempest. Now, looking at the combos, Arca really doesn't want to switch into that Tempest on Drift, as he'd end up going against a Tempest on Air Standing Plus. And he can switch into that Master, but Blast did win the last one with that World combo. So knowing how World works, I wouldn't switch a Master into a World on that World. So yeah, I'd say Burn is his best chance. So yeah, Tempest does end up winning this, and Arca asks for the switch. Now Blast switches into his Tempest, or he chooses to keep his Tempest, so Arca goes to his Master. So Master versus Tempest so far, I believe Master has won. Yeah, Master has won the only matchup between Tempest and Master. So Arca is definitely expecting Master to win. And yeah, this is another one of those things where both players thought they won. Actually, Arca said it was a draw, and Blast and a few others who were sitting on the benches further back said that Blast won. So I ended up doing a replay, and they both stopped at the exact same time. So yeah, this will end up being another draw, and same situation, except this time I believe both of them think they won. So yeah, I end up looking at the replay, and it is a draw again. Now, it will look like, I believe it'll look like Massa won, but Massa actually just rocks. It doesn't really spin. Not sure if it's going to show it here. Let's see. Yeah, so Tempest spun back the other way. Now, this again is another replay, and Tempest does visibly win this one. So Beyblade Blast does end up winning the tournament. Now, for this matchup, there really wasn't much to talk about with regards to the switch-ins, as it's really clear on what can and cannot be switched in with these combos, as you don't want to switch in that Tempest on Dread, as there is a Tempest on Extend Plus. And yeah, same with Master. There's stuff to beat both of them. So yeah, that was it for that tournament. Now, Beyblade Blast, he's already registered for the summer games, so he was looking to give that free pass away to someone. I'm not sure if he found someone or not. Last I heard, he did not. So yeah, that was that. Now, for upcoming tournaments, there is going to be a tournament on, I'm going to say June the 12th in, again, actually no, not again, it's going to be in Waxhaw, North Carolina this time. There's actually going to be 2 tournaments in one day, so the first one will be early in the morning at 10 a.m. It's going to be the standard tournament, where it's just Swiss format, and then later on in the day at 2 o'clock, there's going to be a team format event, as a lot of players in North Carolina have been asking for more team events. So yeah, we'll be having a team event. And also, what I'll do this upcoming week is I will post some of the footage after the event, as sometimes after tournaments we do stick around and play Beyblades with each other. Now, this tournament, the top 3 players actually stuck around and played against each other. And by top 3 players, I mean the top 3 in North Carolina. So I used some of the combos on that I used for the videos on this channel, as I really wasn't taking it too serious. Now the other 2 players were definitely taking it serious, and they used pretty good combos. So I do end up going back and switching to my normal deck and playing Blast at least. So yeah, if you like these videos, be sure to like, subscribe, and all of that other good stuff. Thanks.